the next thing I wanted to discuss is trans women in sports.
Oh, you want me to
And
pull
one
up
of
that
the
other tweet?
yes, the one by Jill Foster,
Yeah.
because it is an excellent example of the point I am trying to make. And the point I am trying to make in terms of trans women in sports is that TERFs and transphobes, people that think that trans women have this massive advantage in trans sports, will continue to build a narrative about how trans women are demolishing the competition, and they will willingly lie and withhold information. A good example about this was Lia Thomas. When you were seeing Lia Thomas come up, did you ever see that image saying that she was number 1 or 2 as a woman and number 480 something as a man? Do you remember seeing that graphic?
Yeah.
That graphic is pulling her stats of when she was as a trans woman on estrogen competing in the men's category because she hadn't been on HRT long enough.
Oh.
When you pull her numbers from before HRT, she was near the top of the men's division.
Yeah.
So they willingly left out this information and basically showed how her numbers, like as a trans woman on HRT, were absolutely being obliterated by cis men. And when she went to the women's category, she was actually able to fairly compete.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
This theme of these things being information withheld and people lying is something that I continue to see. This specific tweet in general, a male cyclist who won in the men's race recently is going to cycle in the women's race because apparently, I'm going to say she's now a woman because this person's a transphobe. Must be lovely to be able to dip in and out of womanhood. If I could choose, I'd dip out of having to walk home alone at night or ask for a pay raise. Now, when you look at the article for this, and let me send you the article, there is something extremely interesting that is in literally the first paragraph of this entire article. So, the Commonwealth Games announced this week that it will allow for a transgender female cyclist to race against women. While Bridges isn't named in the news release, it's safe to say she's a cyclist whom the article is referring. After a year of hormone therapy, the British native is set to compete in the female category. Now, based on how that tweet read, did it sound like the male cyclist they're referring to was on HRT for a year and waited?
Now, wait, that the male cyclist was on HRT for a year and waited?
Yeah, they had to wait to compete in this female category. But if you look at the original tweet, they said a male cyclist who won in the men's race recently.
Oh, yeah.
The way that they word this is like she won a competition like a month ago and now is competing in the female category. And that is not what's happening here.
Yeah, that's ignoring the whole year of hormone therapy.
On top of that, she hasn't been cycling for a while. Bridges spoke about her transition earlier this month in Cycling Weekly. The story traces her 3-year journey in which her love for cycling evaporated as she sorted out her gender identity. By the summer of 2020, I had fallen out of love with the sport. I couldn't live like that anymore. I couldn't be my true self. So, do you notice that, once you actually read into this narrative of a male cyclist who recently won a men's race is a complete and utter lie?
Yeah, it's a fabrication.
It is a complete lie. And this is something that genuinely, every single time I see a story of a trans woman dominating in sports, every single time there is lies and a narrative built by transphobes about what's happening. Every single time. I have seen Destiny do this. I have seen prominent people like Lauren Southern and other people that talk about transports willingly lie about these things and withhold information in order to build the narrative that trans women are dominating in sports.
Yeah.
But based on real life examples, that's not what we're getting.
Yeah. I don't know. Everyone brings up the Olympic weightlifter when examples like this come up. The one that like used to be a pretty prominent, what was it, deadlifter or powerlifter or something like that?
Yeah.
And went on HRT and competed in the women's category and couldn't even lift the thing, got disqualified.
Yep.
Like, it's just the differences are so minute. Like, especially if you've already been on HRT for at least a year, and your hormone levels have been to the level of cis women's for a year, like,
that's how mine have been. And I am no athlete, but before I started HRT, I could probably lift weights of like 25 to 30 pounds really easily. And I worked out a few days ago and I could barely, like, I had trouble lifting like 10 to 15 pounds.
Yeah.
And I just like a week ago hit a year of HRT. Like, yeah, it absolutely affects you physically. And I think that a lot of these people have a narrative of what a trans woman is supposed to be in their head. They have a Giga Chad testosterone fueled macho man in a dress or something. And that's what they think trans women are. And they've just never seen trans women before. So they have that narrative in their head and that's what they think of. It is. It's very disgusting. I think, unfortunately, it's going to continue to be a problem. But I did want to point this out for people when these subjects come up to be objective and look, because a lot of these cases about trans sports, people are willingly lying. And this is being spread to thousands and thousands of people that are continuing to push for transphobic legislation based off of lies.
British Cycling's transgender policy mandates that a rider's testosterone level stays below 5 nanometers per liter for at least 12 months before their first race. Bridges competed against men last season. Yeah. She didn't perform well in the elite men's crit at the Lorbog cycling facility. She finished 43rd out of 45. Like, are they worried that this person is going to ride in the race and then get first place? What does it even matter if they get first place or not? So stupid.
The thing is, too, this testosterone level thing is also affecting cis women. There have been cis women that have not been able to compete because their testosterone levels are too high.
Too high, right. Well, it's just normal. That's normal. That's, for lack of a better word, typical, right? Like, this is testosterone level in cis women.
Yeah.
Cis women! Like, there's no testicles on cis women, as far as I know, anyway.
Really? Because I'm a cis woman with testicles, Aaron.
Gasp, egads. Yeah, I don't know. It's just...
Also, I just want to say, she's literally gorgeous.
She's very pretty.
She is very pretty. I am very happy for her. I hope she destroys the cis women in the competition.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
but I felt that was very important to highlight because we're going to continue to see this type of narrative built about trans women in sports. And it's very important as a trans community that we stay objective and realize that these people are a lot of the times going to lie. Exactly like this person did here.
Right. I agree. I fully agree. Sad. I don't know. It's just a waste of time. Why are we even arguing about this? Why? So
I
silly.
think that that letter. Did you see the letter by the governor of Utah when he vetoed the trans bill?
Did. Yeah, I did read that.
I feel like that letter was a perfect example of the reason why I think all of this is ludicrous. And just because, in case other people in the stream have not read it before, I do want to read it real quick. 4 kids, only, actually, I'm going to start from the beginning. 75,000 high school kids participating in school sports in Utah. 4 transgender kids playing high school sports in Utah. 1 transgender student playing girls' sports. 86% of trans youth have reported suicidality. 56% of trans youth having attempted suicide. 4 kids, and only one of them is playing girls' sports. That's what all this is about. 4 kids who aren't dominating or winning trophies or taking scholarships. 4 kids who are just trying to find some friends and feel like they are part of something. 4 kids trying to get through each day. Rarely has so much fear and anger been directed at so few. I don't understand what they are going through or why they feel the way they do, but I want them to live. All the research shows that even a little acceptance and connection can significantly reduce suicidality. For that reason, as much as any other, I have taken this action and hope that we can continue to work together and find a better way. If a veto override occurs, I hope we can work to find ways to show these 4 kids that we love them and they have a place in our state. That is genuinely, and that's from a Republican, but genuinely, that is a great sentiment about all of this absurdity and anger over trans sports, especially with kids. 4 children out of an entire state are being targeted. This is absurd.
Politically, it would be much easier and better for me to simply sign the bill. I've always tried to do what I feel is the right thing regardless of the consequences. Sometimes I don't get it right, and I do not fault those who disagree with me. But even if you disagree with me, I hope this letter helps you understand the reasons for my decision.
Based Chad, I have to say. It's a very good move. But it is insane to me.
It's hard for the governor of a state like Utah to do something like this, you know?
I think what really strikes me out more is, can you imagine being, so 1 transgender student is playing in girls' sports, which is likely what the main part of this bill. A lot of these bills are targeting trans women specifically. 1 student out of 75,000 students. That is what this is targeted towards.
Salt Lake City has a big
out of
LGBT
75,000.
Yeah.
That is absurd.
Yeah. Patently absurd.
I think when it comes to trans youth in sports, let kids be kids. Sports were very important to me growing up. I loved playing sports. And in general, to me, I never really cared about winning. I cared about making friends. Mm-hmm. And that was the biggest thing for me in being in sports was I had some people, we had something, we had a common thing we did together and we hung out and it was fun. And that was the only goal of me being in those activities.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is good news. I mean, I hate that we're having this fight, but at least we have some kind of support, you know?
We genuinely need to celebrate every W, no matter how small it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely we do. Oh, was there anything else on your mind tonight, Tori?
I think that was really it. Those are the main things I really wanted to cover, and I feel like we had an excellent conversation.
Thank you. Yeah, I think so too. I think we had a couple of excellent conversations. If it's okay with you, I'll be cutting these and putting them on YouTube.
Yeah, of course. Feel free.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna take a little break, run to the restroom, and then we'll come back in a few minutes with some Pokemon.
Cool. I am going to peace out.
Okay.
Probably watch some TV or something. But thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on. You're welcome anytime.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
All right. See you later, Tori. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So that was nice. It's always nice talking to Tori. Tori was one of the first trans people I really started talking to on Twitter. It was actually through Tori that I met Lucy and got introduced to everybody there. So, yeah. I think Tori's really great. Tori's a really great person. Go send Tori some love. Go follow her account at EuphoriTori on Twitter. She's really great. She posts a lot. She's a big trans advocate. So, yeah, definitely check her out and go follow her and everything. Turn on that bell and turn on notifications and everything for her. Really great. I love her a lot. It won't let me follow twice. True! Well, just go make an alt account and then go follow again. No, I won't make you do that.